Yeah, that was my next question. If Rodgers says, hey, look, I'm either going to the Giants or I'm going to retire or what have you, I'm not coming to Pittsburgh, what is next on the table for the Steelers? Is it just you pick up the phone and kind of hope Russell Wilson says yes? Let's say he goes elsewhere. Like, what are we looking at here as far as, I guess, the chain here of options for the Steelers in front of them? And at what point do they just say Mason Rudolph gives us a better shot than this guy, and where does he fall on that chain?
Yeah, going to Russ feels like the football equivalent of texting your ex at 1:15 a.m. with just "Are you up?" That's it's
yeah. I definitely have never done that before.
Yeah, this is not a good idea, but not a lot's out there right now. Okay, I don't know if they think it couldn't work personality-wise. Obviously, some things happened between Russ and Arthur Smith that would need to be smoothed over. I know the reporting of some of those things upset some people in the locker room. I guess it's possible. It's probably better than the rest of the options. After that, I don't think you would want to go into the season with just Mason Rudolph, but I think he would at least be in a competition situation with anybody else that you brought in, someone like Joe Flacco or Carson Wentz, or maybe you get a trade for somebody like Joe Milton. I don't know, but there's not a lot of great options out there.
Yeah, it's it's becoming slim pickings if Rodgers and Wilson both don't work out. It's it's going to be weird. I wanted to ask you, I think kind of an interesting figure in that locker room over the last couple of years has been Najee Harris. Kind of a to himself sort of guy at times. Kind of makes some comments on the way out the door, both about his usage here and about facilities. Kind of alluded to, other places that don't have facilities quite like the Chargers do. Well, considering he's only played for one other team, I don't think you have to take a long walk to figure out what he meant there. And he was talking about Pittsburgh. Is that something, Alan, that you feel like could potentially be a detriment to the organization right now when you talk about free agents coming here? And is it something that they really need to figure out in a hurry when it talks about player treatment, when you talk about player treatment, facilities, all that? How important is that, do you think, to the franchise right now?
Yeah, Najee does passive aggression about as subtly as he hits the hole running. It's pretty clear who he was talking about there. He didn't. He could have just come out and said it, and it wouldn't have been any different, right?
Yeah.
I don't believe that the facilities are a significant detractor to the team in free agency. I think those are mostly things that players will answer a survey about. And certainly, look, everybody wants a better working condition, right? If we poll the staff at 93.7 The Fan, I'm sure there's 15 or 20 things on a list of complaints that we could publish on the internet and say, oh my gosh, look at what management isn't giving these guys these things they need to do their job.
I'm very happy here, Alan. We don't need to talk about that. I'm very, very happy. Please continue.
That's every workplace, right? If you survey every group of employees, they're going to find things to complain about ownership. Yeah. I've never heard of a player not signing with a team because of a facility issue or the locker, especially the locker room. I know there have been some legitimate complaints about the Steelers facilities, like they don't have enough machines in their gym. They didn't have a sauna. I think they did get a sauna. Okay, you probably need to have a sauna. I think that's a reasonable request. Some of the other stuff, child care. Why are we supposed to care if the billionaires are being charged or not being afforded child care from the billionaires? Come on, guys. You can pay for somebody to watch your kids during the game. This is not rocket science stuff here. I think that survey is a lot of fluff that tries to the union does a very good job of weaponizing the press to bully the ownership into looking bad. I think at the end of the day, most of that stuff doesn't really matter.